Right, so let's start our discussion. This is, I think this will be just a short discussion because respiratory system is very, what do you call this one? Small lang yung kanyang parts compared to the other systems. So we might be able to finish this one at least 40 minutes or so. Okay? So today we're going to talk about the human respiratory system. Basically, how your body gets oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. Now, this might sound simple to us. We just inhale and exhale, but it's actually a highly coordinated system involving multiple organs. So they work together, especially with the circulatory system because the circulatory system helps in getting the carbon dioxide and also transporting the oxygen. So, similar to plants and animals, humans need a system for gas exchange. What makes humans interesting is that our respiratory system, again, is close to the circulatory system. So, we do a lot of respiration. Even when we sleep, we also do respiration. So humans are among the animals with the most complex organ system that facilitates gas exchange. And again, it is connected with our respiratory system, circulatory system rather. So how do the respiratory organs work together to achieve the roles of the respiratory system? So that will be answered this afternoon. So these are the learning objectives that we have. First is to enumerate the different organs of the heart, human respiratory system, describe the mechanisms of breathing in humans, and discuss the mechanism of gas exchange in human lungs. So the general function of the respiratory system, ang iyang core function jud is the transfer of oxygen and carbon dioxide. With this, it keeps our cell alive by again facilitating the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Without this exchange, walang cellular respiration. Diba? In aerobic respiration, we need oxygen. And if there's no oxygen, there will be no cellular respiration. There's no conversion of glucose into ATP, which means the cells will not have energy. So that's the function of the respiratory system. But we can actually divide it into four main functions. So we have the pulmonary ventilation, external respiration, the transport of gases, and also internal respiration. So let's look into each of the functions of our respiratory system. So think of it like a step-by-step journey of the oxygen. So the first one is what we call pulmonary ventilation. So by the term pulmonary, it involves our lungs. So the pulmonary ventilation is also known to us as breathing. So when we exhale and inhale gas, we allow air to move in and out of our lungs. So that's pulmonary ventilation. It's a mechanical process, meaning it involves muscles. So, kailangan lang muscle control or movement of muscles when we breathe. Okay? So, that's the first one, pulmonary ventilation. The next one is external respiration. So, external respiration happens in the lungs specifically between the alveoli and the blood. So later on, we will see what an alveoli looks like. And again, when we have alveoli, it's the site of where exchange of gases will occur. So again, nagkakaroon ng exchange ng oxygen and carbon dioxide. But it happens in the lungs yet. It does not happen in the tissues. Okay? So again, the second one is the exchange of gases, but in the lungs. So that's the second one. The third one, the transport of gases, it's a process wherein the oxygen, since the oxygen is now in the blood, it needs now to travel to the rest of the cells. So this is where the circulatory system comes in. So the blood will carry the oxygen to the rest of the cells and then it comes back carrying carbon dioxide. Okay? Then the last one is the internal respiration. So the internal respiration, this is the last or final step of the journey of the oxygen. So the oxygen moves from the blood into the body tissues. And the cells or the tissues will release carbon dioxide as a waste and it will be carried by the blood going back to the lungs. So it's like a drop off. So delivery drop off of the blood. So that's internal respiration. So those are the four main functions of the respiratory system. Okay. So again, pulmonary ventilation happens when we inhale and exhale gases. External respiration happens when there's exchange of gases in the lungs. And then transport of gases from the lungs to the tissues and tissues going back to the lungs via the circulatory system. And lastly, we have the internal respiration, the exchange of gases in the tissues of the other parts of the body. Now, the human respiratory system is divided into two zones. So we have the structural organization as well and the functional organization. We have the upper respiratory. If we're going to arrange the parts of the respiratory system based on structure, we have the upper and the lower respiratory tract. But in terms of functions, we have two, conducting zone and the respiratory zone. So what is conducting zone? The conducting zone serve as the passageway of air into the lungs. Okay? Which means dito dadaan yung ang air. So that's why we call it the conducting zone. So passageway. Daraanan ng hangin. And then the respiratory zone, it's the zone where actual gas exchange occur. So dito nangyayari yung gas exchange. So the respiratory zone are made of structures that facilitates the exchange of gases. So why do we separate conducting zone and respiratory zone? It's because not all parts of the respiratory system can exchange gases. So only one part of the respiratory system can do that. That's the alveoli. But the rest is there to transport air. Okay. Now let's look into the parts of the human respiratory system in the upper respiratory tract. So first we have the nose. The nose is the main entry point of air. So it's the primary entrance of air, but it doesn't just let air in. It also filters, warms, and moistens the air. So yan yung function ng nose. That is why breathing through our nose is healthier than through our mouth. And of course, we have the sense of smell. Mas, I don't know, mas fulfilling if we breathe using our nose. Di ba kapag kayo maghinga using our mouth? Again, the nose helps moisten, warm, and filter the incoming air. So its primary opening, the nostrils, lead to the nasal cavity, which is the inner chamber of our upper respiratory tract. Now, you might wonder why there are different sizes, tama ba akong term? Sizes or length of nose or nostrils in the human species. It depends upon the location. So if you're going to compare our nostrils with European humans, di ba mas tangos ang ilong ng Europeans? Why? Because they need to have warm air to enter their lungs. So I want you to do that right now. I want you to try and open your mouth as wide as possible and then breathe out an air. Di ba init siya? So that's the reason why nostrils of Europeans are large because it allows warm air to enter. For Filipinos, since we are in the tropical countries or medyo humid, medyo init, our nostrils are typically small. So I want you to slightly open your mouth and then blow an air. You will feel a cold air, right? So that's because, again, we need to have cold air to enter our system because we live in a humid country. So that's the reason why Filipinos are called pango because there's a reason for that. So do not be discouraged if your nose are not as long as other people. But through genetics, nakakaroon na ng mixture of nose lines. Yan. So that's how important noses are. So next we have the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity are made of nasal hairs. So the nasal hairs are also paired with what we call a cilia, both of which filter the air before it enters. Yan. So mag-trap sila ng mga dirt or ng bacteria or particles that might enter our nasal cavity. And once they have captured something, they will release what we call as a mucus. So muna siyang ginatawag nato sa Bisaya as sipon. So that is actually a defense mechanism of our nose. So it traps the pollutants, particles, or microbes, and ilalabas natin siya when we blow out the mucus. Next, we have the pharynx. The pharynx or the throat is a shared pathway for both food and air. So just like we have discussed in the digestive system, this is where air and food will go as well. So they will enter both the pharynx. So we have the epiglottis. This is also present in the digestive system. This prevents food from entering our lungs. So when we swallow food, the flap, the epiglottis, will cover the larynx, so that it will only put the food in the esophagus. Okay, so that's the purpose of epiglottis. Then we have the larynx. The larynx is our voice box. So it produces sound and it also protects the airway. After the larynx, we have the trachea. Trachea, or also known as the windpipe, connects the larynx to the lungs. So it has cilia that move mucus upward. So the trachea, this is where most microorganisms are trapped in the mucus. So ginatawag na to siya kung sipon ang nasa ilong, we call it phlegma, 'di ba? Phlegm. So we call it phlegm in our lower respiratory tract. So again, it's also a defense mechanism of our respiratory system, the production of mucus. So it means it is full of bacteria. Okay? So when you cough, tapos naidala plema, ayaw itulon. Kay na may bacteria. Dapat iluwa gid dapat siya. Next is the bronchi. Ayan. Bronchi is the plural form. Bronchus is the singular form. So the bronchus will branch into two. That's why we call it bronchi. So the two branches will penetrate into each of the lungs as they originate from the trachea. So the bronchi will split into two. It will go to the left lung and the right lung. So each bronchus consists of cartilage and smooth muscles that prevent it from collapsing. So the bronchi will branch up to approximately 23 times, and those little branches, we call them the bronchioles. Okay? So if we compare it to a tree, the bronchi will be the stem or the trunk, while the smaller branch or branches are the bronchioles. Okay? So that's the bronchioles, the smaller branches. Now, at the end of each bronchioles, at the end of each bronchioles, we have this, yan. We have this parang grape-like structure. Di ba? Wala siya grape, tanawin. So it's a cluster of sac. It's a cluster of sac called alveoli. Each sac is called an alveolus. So singular form is alveolus. So these are tiny air sacs where gas exchange happens. They are thin and surrounded by capillaries. So you notice the red and blue capillaries representing the deoxygenated and oxygenated um, blood. So if we're going to count the alveoli, our lungs will have approximately at least millions of alveoli to maximize surface area para daghan tag makuha nga oxygen. Okay? So again, this is the overview of the human respiratory system. So this is the focus if you're going to look into respiratory therapy as your college degree. So yan yung focus nyo, the respiratory system. All right, let's proceed. So what's the general mechanism of breathing? What happens when we breathe in air? So breathing involves diaphragm, our ribs, and the intercostal muscles. And meron siyang dalawang phases, di ba? The inhalation and exhalation. So breathing again is also known as the pulmonary ventilation. So if you um wonder why we call it inspiration and expiration, same lang siya sa inhalation. Inspiration will become inhalation and expiration is the exhalation. Okay? So what happens when we inhale? So when we inhale, the respiratory muscle will contract. When we say contract, mo stawin mo gamay. Ayan. So when that happens, the volume the volume in the lungs increases and the pressure in the lungs decreases. Why? Why is it important that the pressure in the lungs will decrease? It's because the air moves from high to low concentration. So if we lower the pressure in the lungs, the air will go from the environment going into our lungs. Okay? So that's inhaling. So when this happens, the diaphragm will contract, allowing space for the lungs to increase its volume. Then as we exhale, the muscle will relax, the respiratory muscle will relax, the lung volume decreases, and the pressure increases. So again, since the air moves from high to low, the higher pressure in the lungs will allow the air to go outside. Okay? Inhalation and exhalation are actually passive movements unless you force it. Diba? When we do normal work, we don't actually feel like we're breathing. But when you focus on it, ma-feel nimo ang process. Wag makontrol po nimo ang process. So that's the mechanism of breathing. So gas exchange. Again, gas exchange happens in the lungs and also in the tissues. But when we say pulmonary gas exchange, it only happens in the lungs. So this happens in the tiny air sacs called the alveoli. So if you can see, they are connected with the capillaries. So when air, especially carbon dioxide and oxygen, exchanges in the alveoli, they will be received or delivered by the blood. So that's how gas exchange will happen. So there's a high, if oxygen is high in alveoli, inside the alveoli, and it's low in blood, the oxygen will move into blood. So it's still high to low concentration. So for carbon dioxide, it's high in the blood and low in the alveoli. So of course, the air will move into the lungs. So that's gas exchange that will happen in our alveoli. So it's millions of alveoli, which means marami tayong makukuha na oxygen and matatransfer na carbon dioxide. Okay? Yan siya. So to summarize, again, the air enters through the conducting zones, especially in the upper respiratory tract. The gas exchange happens in the alveoli, yung tiny air sacs. The blood transports gases, and then they will use the oxygen transported by the blood for the cells to use for their functions. So everything is interconnected, especially with the circulatory system.